inventory of my paint supplies. I haven't painted in a long time. We've got Acrylics, mostly Acrylics, basic white, Liquitex. That's actually pretty good stuff. And some medium, Liquitex, medium. Some of these cheap Craft Smart paints, black and blue. Liquitex, basic acrylic white. It's excellent paint. I tend to mix, when I do paint, I mix paint with medium and put them in these old jars. This is old. I probably won't be able to get the top off of that one. But I've collected a lot of these pickle jars to put stuff in. Here's some more very old paint. I think I'm just going to throw this stuff out. Haven't used it in ages. But I have a lot of painting to do now. This, gesso, cover up old canvases and canvas boards. Some more Liquitex paint, black. And these drawers I have. Let me see what I have here. Alright. Nothing in there. I have a variety of paints, some of them good, some of them not so good. These basic paints. These folk art paints aren't as good as I thought they were. There was a acrylic landscape painter in Florida whom I took a couple of lessons from back in the 80s. He used this stuff. I just don't think it's very good paint. Basics is good cheap paint. It's not very good, but you know what? I'm not very good either, so I just like to paint. I don't need to spend a ton of money. Got some palettes, not palettes. I have some canvas boards. These are great. I love to paint on these things. They're easy to store, unlike canvases, which take up a lot of space. Canvases are like the worst thing in the world to try to store anywhere. Okay, these drawers aren't going to go back in because this old rickety thing is just an old rickety thing. I'll deal with that later. These drawers are empty. What do we have here? Oh, very cheap brushes. Classroom value pack. Cheap brushes. I'm hell on brushes. It doesn't do me any good to buy expensive brushes because they get ruined anyway. Alright, some of these paints are good and some were disappointing. The golden paints are great. I love those things. Again, these basics. Hit or miss with those. These Grumbacher, these were a disappointment. They're too thin. They're almost like watercolor. They're not very opaque at all. I don't have a preference for them. You have to mix them with some sort of a medium to get them to work right. Liquitex heavy body acrylic. Okay. I don't blend a lot of colors because when I blend them on the palette, I just get mud. So I tend to just use the colors as they come out of the tube. Okay. Let me slide that back in there. What do we have here? Some brushes of various sizes. I get these at Michael's. These are Artist Loft. They're cheap. Again, it doesn't do me any good to buy expensive brushes. I know I have more palette knives than these. I've got them somewhere. Up here, a jar here with various brushes. That's about it for right now. I have to buy a lot more supplies. And something jammed in there. I'll deal with that later. Some more brushes. These fan brushes aren't very good for acrylics. I don't know why I bought them. I don't use fan brushes very much at all. Okay. We will end with the Ultra Matte Gel by Liquitex. Oh, this thing is really handy, isn't it?